Well, this is Gus Broman on ETV. There's a million places that I could be tonight, but the place I choose to be is exactly where I am at Wildcat Stadium. I am so excited. This is the final game of the 2020 campaign for the Wildcats. They are seeded fourth against Rosemount, and so they are the host team tonight. And so they will play their third and final game tonight here at Eagan Stadium. So a special reminder that the Minnesota State High School League reminds us that the educational value of this event is more important than its outcome, respect for others, including opponents and officials. And is one of those values supports today's teams with the respect that they deserve. All right, I am sorry for that delay. I was trying to get who's officiating tonight, and I got that it is Connor Tobin in the middle. During the section during the section meeting, it was requested, everyone wanted Josh Hartwell, who is a fantastic center referee, and the Lakefield North coach requested that immediately. So, but more to come on that. We're actually sending David Bland, a current high school and collegiate official, to find out who's our ARs tonight. We'll find that out shortly. So special thanks to ETV. They do such a great job with the camera angles, and I know that once again they'll be keeping track of this. And not only that, but I have a monitor where I can see the instant replays tonight. So expect good things out of the booth. So as we see the teams lining up, we're going to pause and collect who are the officials.
And once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Eagan High School, to Wildcat Stadium, to the Section 3 Class 2A Boys Soccer Tournament. Tonight's Section 3 Boys quarterfinal game features the Irish from Rosemount High School and the Wildcats from Eagan High School.
We found out.
Let's meet the starting lineups now for tonight's quarterfinal game. First, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Rosemount Irish. Starting with the goalkeeper, senior number 0, Sean Olenschlager Van Coller. Forward, senior number 2, Ryan O'Connor. Midfield, senior number 3, Captain Nathan Boucher. Defense, junior number 5, Isaac Lewis. Defense, senior number 6, Thomas Kelly. Defense, senior number 7, Alex Stuckey. Defense, senior number 8, Jaden Kreider. Defense, senior number 11, Tyler DeBetignis. Defense, senior number 12, Matt Weber. Midfield, senior number 16, Adam DeGroat. Midfield, sophomore number 23, Reed Wolf. The Irish assistant coaches are Carl Peterson, Jim Lindell, and Rick Sainty. The head coach of the Rosemount Irish is Todd Farrington. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our visitors to Wildcat Stadium this evening, the Rosemount Irish. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats. Starting with the goalkeeper, senior number 1, Jake Witt. Midfield, senior number 5, Captain Hans Broman. Midfield, senior number 6, Captain Sebastian Moreno. Midfield, senior number 7, Captain Jack Bland. Defense, senior number 8, Captain Jacob Frost. Midfield, senior number 11, Vinny Caparelli. Midfield, senior number 12, Isaac Ginnerick. Defense, senior number 15, George Seagar. Forward, junior number 18, Captain Nick Cron. Defense, senior number 21, Andy McNair. And defense, senior number 25, Will Backenstead. The Wildcats assistant coaches are Trevor Hemphill and Justice Gobin. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Tim Foley. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. The officials for tonight's quarterfinal game, the center referee is Connor Tobin. The assistant referees are Kyle Brandt and Scott Madison.
Okay, this is Gus Broman for ETV. We're looking at the seeded team number 4, Eagan, hosting Rosemount, which is seeded number 5. During regulation play, Eagan won the tilt. It was at Rosemount on their brand new turf stadium, and it was a 1-0 game. Tonight, the Rosemount Irish are playing without their starting center back, Brady Thongfan. He was issued a red card against the Apple Valley team. It was during the regular season, and what that means is that your team plays down the rest of that game, and then the person who committed the red card sits out the next game. So it should be noted that the Irish are without their starting center back. Eagan will be starting. Boy, is it a blustery night, and it looks like Eagan will be going kind of against the wind. The wind is blowing from away from your television to the right corner flag. So if there is an advantage on the drop kicks, goal kicks, that type of thing, it will be for the Irish. So just make note of that. So if you're going to score, you're going to want to score when you're going left to right on the screen. So back to the officials. We have Connor Tobin, who's in the center. And then we have Kyle Brandt, who is, let's see where Kyle is. They're actually doing the field inspection. So it appears that Kyle will be AR1, which means he's on the home side. And then Scott Madison, who will be AR2. He'll be on the Rosemount side of the bench. So this will be, both teams, this is their first season with a turf field. So it's kind of exciting here at District 196. Rosemount and Eagan got turf fields this year. Next year, Eastview and Apple Valley will get the turf field. So kind of separated the 2 times. So, all right, we're getting underway. Eagan is in blue. Rosemount is in the straight white kits. So, you know, if you're looking to say, hey, who has the nicer kits? Bottom line is you like straight blue, 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 white, white, white. I'm a big fan of all one color. It's much easier to see as a player and as a spectator. So the keys to the game tonight is Eagan really needs to kind of dominate possession and capitalize on their chances. So, wow, that was a nice move there. Hans Broman stops the ball, gets it to Jack Bland. Jack Bland back to Broman. Broman buying time. Doesn't quite get it to Frost. Be a Eagan throw in. They throw it in. Ryan Connor gets it in. They're looking to swing it around. That was Isaac Lewis there. Rosemount doing a really good job of possession. This looks like a different team than what was in that regular season. Really looking to possess that ball and try to carry it up front. So big chance coming in here. Jacob Frost gets it away from Ryan O'Connor. Goes down the line, but it goes exactly to Matt Weber. Looks for the big cross. George Seagarg deflects it away. Good hustle by Vince Caparelli. And Rosemount keeps it into play. And, wow, you know it's a strong win when the corner flag blows down. They're actually weighted down by big weights. I think they might have put them down intentionally, but that doesn't make sense. It's really difficult to make the call, but this will be the Rosemount Irish first corner kick, so it is going with the wind. So senior goaltender Jacob Witt has got to be careful on that win, but never had a chance, never put it in play. A wasted opportunity by the Rosemount Irish. So when it's a stiff wind like that, the kicker has got to be cognizant of the fact that you got to put it up in the air and then let Mother Nature blow that ball right toward the goal. Great kick by Jake Witt, but it goes into all white. Sebastian tries to settle it. Oh, it's a big sprint in for the Irish. They're letting him go free, and he's trying to buy time. Looks for the big boot across. That was Matt Weber. Goes over the head of Will Bockenstead. Jake Witt has to do a lovely over-the-head save, and that earns the Irish another corner kick. Another dangerous situation here that the Wildcats find themselves in.
Off the Wildcats.
Adam DeGroat is going to be taking the corner kick. This is the second of the game. See if Adam learned from the win the first time. He certainly did. It's going, but it actually, looked like a dangerous play there. Yes, it certainly was. Connor Tobin saw that immediately. Yeah, that was fantastic. Let's go to our referee coordinator in Brooklyn Center, Vlad, to describe what is a dangerous play. Thank you, guys. This is Vlad. What that is, a dangerous play is when you kick your foot above your head, or if you play the ball in a dangerous manner on the ground. So Connor Tobin made the correct decision in calling it a dangerous play, which results in an indirect free kick. Back to you, Gus. Thank you, Vlad. And now it's a Eagan Wildcat opportunity, counterattack. Connor Tobin gets in the way. Vince Caparelli puts it to the side. Connor says, super sorry, I was in the way. I'm going to give this kick to the Rosemount. We don't have time to go to Vlad, but I don't know if he would agree with that, because that really isn't a call. It should be a drop ball of sorts. But what are you going to do? It's a big ball. It's going to go right to Jake Witt. Gathers it in carefully. I love Jake Witt. You're going to see a drop kick here. It's going to be a bounce on the ground. Oh, no, nicely done. Distribution over to Andy McNair, number 21. Gets it, plays it big. Tries to go. Oh, unfortunate there. It doesn't quite convert to Nicholas Cron. Jack Blend, nice legal shoulder charge. Left-footed ball, but it doesn't quite get to Cron. Cron up front doing a really nice job of heckling that defense. Blue gets it back off of white. It's going to be an Eagan Wildcat throw-in. Okay, what we'd like to see Eagan do is just settle this down, get 2, 3, 4 passes, and just really see put the pressure on the Irish. Sebi is trying to bring it to the floor. Can't quite do it. Buy some time. He does bring it to the floor. Doesn't go blue. It goes white. Sebi comes back very hard. Nice step up by George Seagar. Tries to go a through ball with the left. Denied. Will Bockenstead buys time, going to the right, looking for a long ball to the corner. Great ball at this part of the game. And the Irish just kick it out. Okay, I think what we should do here is really get one of our long bomb throw-in guys to do this. Well, of course, it is against the wind, so when the wind is going away from your screen, so we'll want to make use of that because there'll be a throw-in. Oh, very nicely done. Bockenstead with a quick throw-in, and Eagan earns its first corner kick. It'll be an in-swinging corner kick by number 5, Hans Broman, the natural lefty. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because for Broman, the ball is going to be blowing away from the goal. So you don't want to start tight to the goal, but you want to put it about 6, 8 yards out. Rosemount is in a zone defense. The ball is served beautifully in the box to Will Bockenstead. Can't quite convert. Left-footed shot. Oh, Gingrich had a nice shot. Oh, nice spin by Jacob Frost. Keeping it inside. Very nicely done. Moves outside by Sebastian. Goes to Frost. Frost cannot quite keep it in. Just a little off the mark. Very nice opportunity by Eagan. A great corner kick by Hans. Will was able to get ahead on it. And a lot of nice action for the Wildcats. Actually, their first action of this game as we're 7 minutes in. Okay, we're going to be subbing here. Let's see what's going on here. Nicholas Cron is down. He's got a bum wheel. It looks like it's the right wheel. Jack Bland checks in, and it looks like the leading scorer for the Eagan Wildcats is Derek Sy coming in. Not warmed up at all. He was not expecting to come in. Sy actually not only leads the team in goals, but shares the lead for assists. Headed out quickly by Tyler Bedeng, I guess. And it goes to Jacob Frost. Jacob Frost throws it down to Cy. Cy can't quite settle it down. Sebastian chests it down, goes to Frost. Good pressure by the Irish, and they call it a kick. Connor's calling it really tight right now. Not want to see anything extra. Sebastian, the right footer. He's looking to hit it far post and serve it in. Oh, goes in. It goes to Cy. Oh, and it's still bouncing around. The goalie is way out. Good settle by McNair. Actually can't quite settle it. It goes to the Irish. And that's a big ball coming over to Ryan O'Connor. What's going on? There's no one owning that on the Wildcats side. They get it to O'Connor again, and Jacob Wood, a brilliant save. I mean, it went right to him, but what a key save at this part of the game. Ryan O'Connor had quite a bit of time, but he put it right to the Jacob Witt, thankfully. Derek Sy working hard, gets it to Caparelli. Caparelli pulls it back, looking to go to that right side again. Gingrich coming back. He's looking for that speed. Caparelli backing it up, goes to Broman. Broman looking to switch a field, and he does to Bland. A little dummy play to Frost. Frost buying time. Back to Bland. Bland going in the corner. Slide tackle. Great slide tackle by Rosemount, but Bland still gets possession. He points. He says far post. Bockenstead collecting it. Oh, can't quite get there. So it'll be Irish kick. So at this point in the game, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, you can see that the wind is playing a factor. The Wildcats are not possessing it as much as they did in that first game, but now they're kind of getting back in the mojo. But Rosemount certainly has opportunities, and here's one of them right now, sprinting down, and it goes across. Jake Witt, huge save, and he collects it again. Oh, my goodness, I'm sorry, I can't see the number of that left winger of Rosemount. He puts it on net. And then Ryan O'Connor was there for the rebound. That was an incredible play by Witt. Just standing up big time now. Witt having to keep the Wildcats in this tilt. Okay, it's coming back. Derek Sy trying to, all right, a little shoulder charge. Goes to Caparelli. They're looking corner. This is Thomas Kelly, big ball again. Jacob Witt collects it handily. Should be looking to the side, rolls it out, sees Caparelli. Caparelli goes outside to Gingrich. Can't quite convert. Wildcat throw in. Big throw by Will Bockenstead to Derek Sy. Can't keep it in. Goes Rosemount. Rosemount once again goes to Thomas Kelly. Goes back to Eagan. Bockenstead, the 6'5", tall drink of water. Connor says, nope, I'm not going to allow you to have those 3 yards. Will Bockenstead, you back up. Bockenstead backs it up, throws it down. Goes to Gingrich, one touch. Kicks it down, and once again, it's a Wildcat throw-in. Seems like most of this game is being played not between the yellow lines. Ooh, Sy gets bounced big. Ooh, he goes down. Connor says, nothing here. Seagar hustling back. He's trying to possess it. He's being heckled handsomely by Alex Stuckey. Seagar is able to play it out calmly. Swings it over to Jacob Frost. He's going to take a good 15, 20 yards. Takes his space. Waited way too long. Can't quite keep possession. Broman gets it back. Broman looking. He goes a long ball on the ground to Derek Sy. Derek can't quite get it. And Connor blows a whistle. A great long ball on the ground from Broman to Sy. This is getting dangerous here. This is actually better than a corner kick, and the reason I say that is you're 20 yards out. It's much easier. You can either put this on the frame or put it far post, and you don't have to bend it in. Blandy hits it soft to Jacob Frost. Jacob Frost goes goal line. He's going goal line, brings the left foot, and they earn a corner. A little bit nifty. I guess I would prefer to actually put it in the mixer. When you have a melon that's 6'5" and 25, Will Bockenstead, I kind of like to see it put it in the mixer, but Bland gets a little creative. The corner flag is down. He's going to have to move that. I don't know if the wind is blowing so aggressively that it actually takes the weights down. I can't imagine. Bland looking, he's an in-swinging kicker. This second corner kick of the game, first for Bland. Wind blows it down. Bland says, get this out of here. Bland launches it up, goes a little bit over Gingrich. Oh, it's a great shot. Oh, a lot of commotion. Caparelli did a brilliant job of getting a foot on that. Great service by Jack Bland. That's what we'd like to see. Put it in the mixer. Have the blue do something. Here you see on this replay, Caparelli gets a foot on it. Will can't quite get that inside of the foot on it. And what a really nifty outside of the right foot by Vincent Caparelli on that. Instead of just slowing it down and doing a couple of touches, he just does the outside of the foot to keep it alive. Ball goes straight up in the air. Caparelli drops it. Oh, it's a through ball to Derek's side. The goalie is out. Oh, and he collects it nicely. Sean Olenschlager von Kaller. Very nice save. Sean Olenschlager van Kaller. Probably my favorite name on the roster tonight. Hope I'll get to say it quite a bit. Caparelli fakes it, goes to Broman. Broman buys a little time. Doesn't quite get it off soon enough. Is able to knock it off the Irish, and it's a Wildcat throw-in. Caparelli defers. He gives it to Gingrich. Gingrich throws it into Caparelli. Irish shielding, doing a nice job. Cy is up. Gingrich causes trouble, and it's a Wildcat throw-in. All right, Gingrich throws it down the line to Cy. They drill their own player. Okay, now they're calling him Broman. He's our long throw-in guy. It's against the wind. He gets it in the box to Cron. It's still on the turf. It's going to be a corner. Nope.
Well, out of bounds off the Wildcats.
It's going to be a goal kick.
For the Irish.
Kyle Brandt says, no, that is not a corner, folks. That is going to be a goal kick. So it's a little tap. The rule used to be the goal kick had to clear the penalty area. That rule changed last year. And so Sean Olenschlager von Kaller tried to get a little bit nifty, passed it 4 yards to try to choose. Oh, my goodness. Broman goes under the Rosemount guy. He does a complete flip over. Quite the gymnastic move. Wow, that was incredible. Thankfully, Matt Weber is okay. I mean, you do have to stand somewhere, but I don't know if Broman snuck in under him as he ran or what. But many times the players go up in the air, but that was a gymnastic move, and I'm glad Weber is okay. All right, kick is taken by Bedeningus, and it's settled, not quite by Sebastian, but he picks it up. He's going down the line. He's buying time. He sees Cron. Cron needs to go goal line. Go goal line. You're the fastest guy in the conference. Now he goes goal line, kicks that left foot, deflects off the Irish. Cron quickly gets there, and now he says, I'm going again. Left foot, and he's tackled from behind. Connor's like, that's not severe enough for a penalty kick, but I will call a corner. That was a risky tackle there. I mean, you're playing with fire if you're going to be trying to be taking that out. But I love what Cron is doing, utilizing his all-conference track speed to just go goal line.
Jack Bland on the kick.
So Bland is going to take the third corner kick. This is second for him. All right, in swinging right. He kicks it far. Oh, and a nice header. Oh, can't quite get it on the frame. Very nice to get him noggin on that. I believe that was Broman, number 5. Hits it wide by a few yards. Olenschlager von Kaller picks up the ball. Nice kid. I'm not quite sure if I appreciate of his hair braids there, but to each his own. Big boot with the wind. Goes out of bounds. Can't keep it Rosemount, so it's Eagan ball. 23 and a half left in this tilt. Gingrich throws it down. Goes to Broman. Broman hits it early to Derek's side. He's coming on. It's a foot race. Oh, my goodness. Tyler Bedeningus kicks it out of play. Boy, Derek Sy, you want him to score. He actually has the best celebration in the state I'll leave it at that. Broman throws it into Cy, keeps it into play, goes on that goal line, serves it back to Broman. Broman settles it. He does a long cross right in the middle. Can't quite find Caparelli. Broman heads it in. Sees Cy. Cy. It goes right to Olenschlager von Kaller. Olenschlager von Kaller is looking to distribute it with a throw. He says, nope, I'm going to punt it. Goes super high, but doesn't quite get much height on it. Oh, my goodness. Sebastian just absolutely gets wrecked by Reed Wolf. Good job for Sebastian just to hold his own, but Reed Wolf came on hard and high. Okay, this is interesting. So Sebastian is now the last man back. They shift the two center backs over. So George is on the right, Andy's on the left, and the outside backs are going up. And there is one of them, Jacob Frost. Is he going to go goal line? He buys time. He tries to go around. Rosemount kind of ices it down. Sebastian goes for the left footer but can't quite get it. Frost settles it down again. He's fighting through, and it's a big shot. Can't quite finish his launch. It was probably 15 yards wide, but I like that effort. Really liked how the Wildcats, when they had that kick, said, hey, centered defensive midfielder Sebastian Moreno, you take this. They put Seagar on the right, McNair on the left, and then they push those outside backs up to the front to try to get that extra offensive punch. Now all four are back again. Nice job by Gingrich. Gingrich coming back nicely. All right, throwing on the ground. High ball. Moreno's getting hit pretty hard there. Alex Stuckey is not giving up. He built like a hockey player, and he just kept pushing Sebastian. You don't want to dive, but at that point, after a third, fourth punch, it's like, boy, how long does Sebi have to hold? Sebi gets that ball, puts it on the ground, can't quite get it to Cy. They're going big and high. Seagar can't quite get it. Thomas Kelly tries to get it. Once again, it's Irish earn that throw in. Okay, a little bit more of that Wildcat possession. It was good to see. It is a stiff wind. If they can hold this, I mean, even though it is mostly across, I mean, with this 30-mile-an-hour wind, anything going in toward the opposing goal is a help. And it is helping quite a bit. Gingrich does a little stutter step. DeGroat steps back, and it's an Eagan throw-in. Gingrich goes to Seagar. This is dangerous, but, Gingrich can't quite control it. Goes back. He gets tripped. Connor Tobin calls it. Alex Stuckey still there.
Foul called on the Irish. Free kick for the Wildcats.
He's a thick one, and he's going to be battling really hard. He's not going to give up. So, nice job. Broman not letting him turn, but the ball goes in. That's a dangerous ball. No foul, no foul. Okay, it's a big cross, and it goes over. Headed. Wasted opportunity there. Thankfully, Thomas Kelly couldn't keep it on. That's one of those where you just want to head it to that far post. He was trying to go goal, and he did not have that angle. So this is Jacob Witt free kick. Just over 19 minutes in the game. Witt plays it over wide to McNair. McNair to Sebi. Sebi, wasted opportunity there. It goes right between 7 and 8. Lay them straight. Jake Witt, Jacob Frost. So that becomes a Irish throw-in. Matt Weber throws it in to Isaac Lewis. They're going big over the top. Can't keep it on the field of play. Isaac Lewis, like, I'll save my running for when the field's in play. It is nice that, at the beginning of the year, we couldn't have ball boys, so it's a lot of time goes off the clock. Thankfully, tonight, for whatever reason, we have a couple over there. Gingrich playing it long down the line to Cy. Can't quite settle it. Cy hustling hard. One thing I like about Cy as a forward, it isn't just when he has the ball. If he doesn't have it, he really pressures the defense. And it's one of those things, you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it a million times. You don't have to get the ball. You just need to pressure and have them kick it out, and that's what the Irish did. Cy gets it on his left foot. He goes high over the top to Jacob Bland. Oh, Jack Bland almost had that. And then Olenschlager von Kaller came out of the net to wisely kick that. Seagar can't convert. Rosemount saying it's theirs, and Tobin knows darn well it's a blue ball. Gingrich throws it down the line. Fortunately goes to the Irish. Settles it back. Broman buys time, hits it one time to Isaac. Gingrich plays it to Caparelli, back to Broman. Broman looking to switch fields. He sees a big left. He goes over to Jack Bland, and there's Jacob Frost going for the overlap. Ooh, very nicely done. Okay, this is where we really need to kind of have a big throw-in because it is kind of, we have a bit of a wind advantage here. Very nice job switching the field. Jacob Frost goes to Cron. Cron is trying to buy time, getting nifty with Bland. Tries to go goal line, gets pickpocketed. Connor Tobin doing a good job talking to the boys, saying, hey, no grabbing the jerseys. Jacob Frost going down the line. Oh, it should be a handball there, and he calls it. Unfortunately, it bounced right up to his hand. So it's an Irish ball here. All right, it's a big ball across. Wow, that's going high. Bounces down. McNair defers to Seagar. Seagar. Jack Bland back to Jacob Frost. Jacob Frost gets, boy, they got to communicate better. I mean, when you're the last guy back, you got to make sure that that pass is going somewhere. Ooh, thankfully they were able to stop that pass and keep Ryan O'Connor from a breakaway. Bland looking for Cy. Cy tries to drop it back. Seagar stepping into the space. Buys time, knocks it over to Gingrich. Gingrich buying a little bit of time, going back. I like this. It's possession. 3-4 passes, play it safe. Okay, McNair, what are you going to do? It's a hospital ball right to the Irish. Irish going down on a breakaway. It's Ryan O'Connor. Oh, thank goodness for George Seagar. That's one of those where you're knocking it around, and all of a sudden we have a hospital ball, and it just takes the, I mean, it's a breakaway the other direction. That could have been costly. Bunch of subs coming in for the Wildcats now. It's Ryan Leonards, Emilio, and then Will Bockenstead. Will Bockenstead taking out Vincent Caparelli. Cron is out, and then also Jack Bland steps aside. So Emilio will be playing that left wing position. They're putting Ryan Leonards up front, so we have the sophomore tandem up top now. Jake Witt, about 15 minutes left. All right, going big. It goes to Leonards, who is he's also a tall, strong kid. Tries to one-time it to Derek. Can't quite get it there. Jacob Frost. They're calling an elbow there. Be a free kick, Eagan. Seby's coming over on the side here. Plays it on the ground to Emilio. Emilio's looking to go to the line. He's cutting it inside. Gets pickpocketed. Andy McNair. Oh, excuse me, Jacob. Oh, Sebastian is just getting bounced. Not calling anything there. Broman keeps it on the ground. Can't quite convert the pass. Goes to Emilio, goes to Sebastian. Sebastian looking Leonards. Buys time. Dribbling a little much. He has, Jacob Frost. Now he's going goal line. He's going hard. He's coming inside. Oh, man, that Rosemount is playing that very nicely. When Eagan is going goal line, they are just trying to get back as quick as possible. Matt Weber's doing a nice job there.
Also for the Irish, there was a substitution.
A little confusion there with the throw-in. Connor Tobin saying, no, it's a white ball, and Matt Weber's coming over to take the toss. Matt throws it on the ground. Throws it over to Isaac Lewis. Derek, Cy, creating some confusion. Broman steps up, takes a man, forces Irish. McNair goes off the shin guard. It goes over to Will Bockenstead, still in play for the Irish. Seagar goes over his head, plays it safe, and just kicks it out of play. Should be noted that all around the stadium now is actually a wind guard on the fence. I'm not sure if it's specifically a wind guard or to keep spectators who haven't paid from seeing the the game, but regardless, it does keep some of the wind out. It's a 25, 30 mile an hour wind, but as you can tell by the flags, it's ripping pretty hard. Gingrich tries to bounce it off, sees Bockenstead. Bockenstead to Broman. Broman gives it right back to the Irish. Broman gets it back, goes to Cy. Cy tries to gather it, can't quite. Irish goes, Emilio steps up. Leonard's coming back nicely. Okay, a little bit of space for the Irish. Gingrich is going to let this roll. Plays it safe. It'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Not a ton of opportunities so far. Probably the best ones are coming on corner kicks. The Irish had a real nice one off of a miss hit in the off of the Eagan defense. But other than that, there haven't been any goals that have been missed due to just shanking it. So it's few opportunities, but not real golden opportunities yet. Leonards goes up, goes to Emilio. Leonards gets it back, and he puts Derek Sy off to the races. Derek gets it, and he gets absolutely obliterated by the goalie. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is a yellow card. We have got to go to Vlad in Brooklyn Center to see what he says. Oh, Mr. Referee, the question is only what color. The color should be red card. Should be a red card because he was clear opportunity to score a goal. Connor Tobin did not make the correct call there. He should be a red card. Derek Sy had the open opportunity. Olenschlager von Collar tackled Derek Sy. It should be a red card.
Yellow card caution on the Rosemount Irish.
Gus, I am not sure what to do. It is, he had an open opportunity for a goal. He had the ball and he was taking out like a hockey player. That should be an automatic red card. Connor Tobin did not make the correct decision. Back to you, Gus. All right, thank you, Vlad in Brooklyn Center. Vlad clearly thinks that should have been a red card due to the laws of the game. And so what he was saying is that if a player has an open chance to score and the goalie takes you out, that is a red card. And to make it even worse, Derek Sy is injured on the play. So unfortunately, that's something where you need to protect the player and make the right call, but it's just a yellow card. But by law, if you're given a yellow card, you need to leave the game. So Olenschlager von Collar, the tackler hockey player, is out. Simmering is in. Broman slips it in. Can't quite get it.
Hans Broman, number 5, with the
to Emilio cutting in. Simmering had 0 seconds to warm up. Broman settles the ball, gets it right to Sebi. Broman looking down the side, goes big ball over the top. He sees Ryan Leonards, and he can't quite gather that. Simmering is chasing out, and it is a goal kick. I am going to anchor back to what Vlad said regarding Olenschlager von Collar, who is coming back in the game. Did not check in with Derek Sy, who he injured. Very poor sportsmanlike play. And unfortunately, it was a missed red card opportunity, and he was just rolling the dice because he knew if the ball bounces over his head, it's a goal. So unfortunately, a missed call there. But we'll continue to play. Blue is still there, and by the way, Derek Sy, if you're wondering, the leading scorer and the leading assist of the Wildcats, who Olenschlager von Collar tackled, is still injured on the sidelines. All right, the Irish is coming back. Bockenstead gathering it. Now you can totally tell that this possession and the momentum is going to the Wildcats. All right, Sebi buys some time. He goes over the top. A little bit too big on that ball. Goes off the table, and Emilio can't quite collect it. Thrown in. Broman is checking in there. They're checking now hard. Nicely done by Emilio. Sees Cron. Goes off white. It's going to be a blue throw-in. As I mentioned, Olenschlagen von Collar, the hockey player of the game, is back in. He is a big man. Derek Sy is now moving a little bit on the Eagan Wildcat sideline, so good news for Wildcat fans. Okay, Jacob Frost throws it in, goes down the line, sees Broman. They head it out. Broman's throwing it in. It's a very quick throw in. He sees over the head of Leonards, pops it in. Leonards gets bumped. Will Bockenstead tries to keep it in play. Ooh, that was a really good play. Broman really quickly tossed it into Leonards, and then it went to Bockenstead. Two tall guys. Really good opportunity and a nice heads-up play by Broman, not allowing Irish to pack it in. All right, substitution for the Irish. Isaac Lewis is coming in, number 6 for the Irish. All right, Irish playing it negatively, looking to get some space there. Nathan Boucher crosses it over to Matt Weber. All right, they're looking big ball now. All right, Seagark collects it. Unfortunately, just can only kick it straight out. So that will be an Irish throw-in. Ryan O'Connor taking the throw-in. Throws it negatively. They look to switch the field, goes back to the defensive line, goes over to the Matt Weber. Broman coming up, he splits the ball, he gets it, he holds on to it just a little long. And then there's a little extra attention at the end by DeBettingus, giving a nice heel kick to Broman. All right, oh, very nice play. Gets it out, Broman looking to hit the left foot, can't quite get it, buys a little time, sees Sebastian. Sebastian does a nifty little switch. McNair gets it up to Jacob Frost. Jacob Frost going down the line. Take your space, young man. Take your space. Now he splits him. Goes right to Ryan Leonards. He comes in a left-footed blistering shot in the upper corner. Olin Schlagenbach collar heads it, just taps it out. That was a brilliant ball by Jacob Frost on the ground to Ryan Leonards. Ryan Leonards, the sophomore, does such a nice job of showing himself. If you look at his posture, you know the angle that he's running, a blistering left-footed shot. Olin Schlagen von Collar, who should be ejected from this game, makes the save, and it goes off the post. All right, Nicholas Cron will be taking the 4th corner kick for the Wildcat. It's a blistering low one about 6 yards out. It heads out, and they call a goal kick. All right, flags are up for subs.
Substitutions, one for each team for the Wildcats. Derek Sy, number 10, back in. Coming off will be Ryan Leonards. Number 9 for the Irish, returning Johan Phillips, number 22. Coming out will be number 8, Jaden Kreider.
Okay, back into play. Broman boxing out, can't quite get it. Goes over to number 23. Reed Wolf is getting more involved in this game. Bockenstead down the line. He sees Derek. Derek's back in the game now. He's going down the sidelines. Good to see him back. Good to see him back. Okay, he's going down the line. He cuts a corner and he gets taken down. He gets taken down again. This is getting a little bit tiring. I mean, when the other team knows that it's their best player, and this is the second time that they're taking down the best player, at some point there's got to be more cards shown. Did you see that clear hand? The left hand completely wrapped around, and I have no idea what Boucher was trying to complain about. I mean, okay, it's going to be Broman, the in-swinger. Once again, it's better than a corner kick because it's 6 or 5 feet out. I love the AR stepping in. So many ARs just leave it up to the center, but AR can also walk off 10. Walks off to 10 yards. Broman, the in-swinging left. It's a low-line ball. Ooh, a very nice shot. Olin Schlagen von Collar makes the save. So if I'm Connor Jobin, at this point in the game, I've seen Egan's leading scorer getting taken down twice. Once with both arm tackle and a body, and then second with another arm tackle. So something to be looking at. And clearly Rosemount has done their homework and looked at tape to figure out who really is scoring. And he calls nothing. Andy McNair, that is a dangerous shoulder charge there. Boy, hopefully Tim Foley talks to Mr. McNair after that. That is a dangerous, you always got to keep your arms down. Broman looking for the ball. He sees it over the top. Ooh, very nice stop by Matt Weber. Not something that you'll see in the playbook where you lay down and knee it, but that's what he needed to do to stop that through ball. Okay, the free kick is taken by Tyler DeBettingus. They're settling it down. Okay, spinning around. This is Ryan O'Connor playing it back. Playing it back again. Derek Sy, love that pressure by Cron. Now they're quick early ball over to Cron. All right, look at Derek Sy hustling this. Going to Derek Von. Goes in the back. Very nice, okay. Irish is playing it up now. Irish is doing a really nice job in the back. Their back four really have a nice touch to the ball, and they really play it with purpose instead of just booting it. You look at a Lakeville South, they just kind of clear it out, but every touch by these fullbacks of Rosemount is purposeful. Ryan O'Connor is off to the races, but Jake Witt is already there. Jake Witt just gathers it in, rolls it over to the side. Gingrich to Bockenstead, can't quite get it there. Broman recovers it. Nice little fancy toe tap to Sebastian. Sebastian to Emilio, seeing Jacob Frost doing that overlapping run. He sees Cron, plays it on the ground. Not quality enough of a touch. Just rolls off the table. It's an Irish ball. Boy, that's unfortunate. Right idea, just couldn't quite execute it. Is it going out? I don't think so. Sebi steps it. McNair gets it. It's a ball, and it's not to anyone. It goes straight out of play. Throw-in's going to be taken by Matt Weber. Under 3 minutes left. Ball's thrown in. Broman defends. Goes Wildcat ball. It's a sub. Vincent Caparelli's coming in for Will Bockenstead. Jack Bland is in for Emilio. Come sections here. You're seeing Tim Foley go with his starting lineup and just subbing these outside wings who are do quite a bit of running. So earlier in the season, he was subbing in 5, 6, 7 guys. And so now he's like, hey, we're here to win. It's win or go home. So Jacob Frost taking this throw in. Size quite open, but he's looking goal line, goes in. Let's go, let's go, boys. We have 2 minutes left. What are we gonna do? They're calling Broman in for the long toss. Okay, look for Sy. Look at number 10 here. Look for any pushing, shoving. Okay, the ball goes straight in, heads out. Broman collects it, taps it over to Moreno. Moreno coming in, sees a nice ball on the ground to Cron. Cron was offside. Unfortunate. Good ball by Sebi.
Wildcats offside is the call.
Indirect free kick. Big ball down the sideline. Jacob Frost gets it. Knocks it down to Jack Bland. Jack Bland, play the ball. He's getting bounced pretty hard by Ryan O'Connor. Keeps his feet. Goes inside the center. Picked up by Broman. Broman distributes to Seagar. Seagar to Moreno. Moreno over to the side. He's going big over the top to Derek. He doesn't get tackled or checked, and they just kick it out of play. It'll be a Wildcat throw-in. Okay, 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute. What are we going to do with it? This reminds me of when Jacob Frost scored with 1 second on the clock. Doesn't quite happen this time. It'll be an Irish throw-in. Under a minute left in the half. Quite a bit of action, but no goals. It's actually has been an exciting tilt here. Reed Wolf gets the ball, collects it again. Broman stops it in the tracks. Sebi going wide. He sees Jacob Frost coming up. There's 28 seconds left. Plenty of time to go goal line. Pass the ball when you can. He does to Jack Bland. Jack Bland looking for the big right foot. Hits it in low to Derek. Derek just loses his footing. Comes back in to Cron. Cron sees Blandy. Irish kick it out and say, please give us halftime. 10 seconds left. Blandy throws it in, sees Derek Sy, can't quite swing at it, and that expires the first half. All right, so what did we see in that first half? What we saw was a scramble by the Irish early on. They really had the time of possession at the beginning of that first half. Then once finally the Wildcats just settled into play and said, hey, let's take a touch, let's take 2 touches, let's play our game. The best opportunity came when Derek was on a breakaway. The goalkeeper of Rosemount, Olenschlagen von Koller, literally checked him as if it was hockey, was issued a yellow card. Derek came off. He is back on the field again. And so what's disappointing to me right now is if ETV could, like, pan the camera to the left a little bit where the officials are talking to Olenschlagen von Koller. Connor not only issued a yellow, but now he's talking to the goalie, and it's a little bit late. I mean, you need to, thank you, ETV. That is one of those where he should have been ejected, and now Connor is deciding to talk to him. I mean, it takes a big call, but it is the right call to eject someone for an offense that is a clear breakaway, and actually Derek was injured on the play. So what we're looking for in the second half is Eagan will have the wind. It will be going left to right, and it is picking up. It's over 32 miles per hour. And so what they really need to do is play a little bit safer in the back. Don't just boom ball it out, but really play possession coming out of the defensive third. There will be this habit of trying to just boom it because it will go forever. But Eagan has got to keep that possession and keep it on the ground. And then on the distribution from the goalie, Jake Witt, what you can do there is that drop kick will go 60, 70 yards. So Eagan needs to be pushing up, pressing that defensive back row of Rosemount, who actually has been doing very good at possessing it out. But they've really got to put pressure on that because the ball coming out of Jake Witt's hands will be going to the 40, 30-yard line. So will be interesting to see what happens there. Easily the fewest number of subs I've seen Tim Foley do all year, so he's looking for the dub here tonight. Really good play by Rosemount. They're really doing what they need to do in terms of keeping the possession, trying to keep Eagan out of their game. Clearly they know Derek Sy is talented. They keep going after him. Derek, a young player, actually got a red card himself in the prior late game. Needs to keep his cool. He needs to know he's a targeted man and overcome that. So we'll give a short break here, and we'll come back in about 5 minutes. And so this is Gus Broman for ETV. We'll welcome you back in the second half. All right, this is Gus Broman for ETV joining you again. We're really happy to do this sponsorship tonight with the Minnesota State High School League. The Minnesota State High School League is registering officials in all sports at every level of competition. Go to mshsl.org to find out how you can become a high school sports official. The teams are counting on you. Actually, if I wasn't in the booth and I wasn't a parent, that'd be exactly where I'd be. My son is a senior this year, and I cannot wait to be donning the yellow jersey yet again next year. So someone else will be in the booth talking about what calls I should have made. I really love it out there, and it's a very rewarding thing. So if you're interested in any sport to become an official, please do that. The Minnesota State High School League needs you. So, recap of the first half. Probably the most opportunities went for the Eagan Wildcats. The grandest of them all was Olenschlager von Koller when he came out and absolutely obliterated Derek Sy. Unfortunately, that did not result in a goal, and it was a yellow card. Thankfully, Derek is back walking and running again, so we're okay there. But Olenschlager von Koller is back in nets. 4 corner kicks for the Wildcats, 2 for the Irish. The winds are gusting up to 35 miles an hour. The flag is just immediately straight up. Social distancing is a thing, but you can see in the Rosemount stands there, body warmth is also necessary. I mean, if there's any virus in the air, if you blow here, it'll go to Scott County immediately. So it's an Eagan Wildcat kickoff. They have their starting lineup again, looking to keep it on the ground. Big ball there, not quite sure what was done there. McNair, Sebastian just kicks it completely over the end line, so if anyone was wondering, someone can kick it 60 yards with the wind. Olenschlager von Koller was in net, so I'm not sure what they saw. They roll it out gingerly immediately, and ball's in play on the ground. Good shadow marking there by Sebastian. Goes to Sy. Sebastian picks it up, goes to that line. Nicholas Cron, he just runs off the table. Just a little bit fast. Olenschlager von Koller takes the kick here. Probably just tap it again. It's a stiff wind going against him now. Takes a longer goal kick. Sebi can't quite settle it. McNair is going around, comes back, plays it safe to Gingrich. Back to Seagar. Seagar on the ground to Broman. Broman looking, trying to buy time, gets over to Frost. Frost takes it up 6 yards, hits it over to Sy, and they just immediately kick it out. Tyler DeBetningus clears it immediately. Jacob Frost throws it in to Jack Bland. Jack Bland serves it in, can't quite get it over the top. Broman comes in to try to break it up. Moreno collects it, goes big over the top, and it just hits the field goal post. So that is legitimately, the goal posts are 8 yards high, and field goal posts are 10 feet, so do that math. I can't do English to metric real quick. They told me in kindergarten we're going to metric. We still haven't, but Olenschlager von Koller, big boot on the goal kick. Frosterchild settles it, goes over to Bland. Bland tries to keep it in, can't quite. They're sprinting down that line. Nicely done by McNair, stepping up, gets it over to Bland. Bland sees that through ball to Cron, and no humans were hurt on that play. Olenschlager von Koller rolls it out. Derek Sy collects it, comes back nicely, traps it, is going inside, dribbles it again, a little bit too long on that touch. Broman collects it, disrupts it enough to keep it blue. Sebi looking to switch fields, goes to the right side, sees Cron. Cron keeps it in play, does a pullback, gets it over to Caparelli. Caparelli going inside. He's inside. He takes a shot. Near post. Olenschlager von Koller does a really nice job stopping that. Vince Caparelli does a nice job. Once he's inside the 18, he's like, I'm going to take this shot. Very nicely done. Olenschlager von Koller kicks it super high. Rosemount can't settle that ball. So it'll be the Eagan throw-in about 45 yards out from the goal. Jacob Frost throws it down the line, tries to go to Broman. Broman tries to keep it in, can't quite. Takes a dump on the track.
Well, out of bounds off the Wildcats, goal kick for the Irish.
So it's an Irish goal kick here. As you can tell, the wind does have a huge factor. Notice that since we started the second half, the 3.5 minutes in, the ball has basically not left midfield for the Irish. So the Wildcats doing a nice job settling it and keeping it, and that stiff wind is really just pushing it down. Wildcats shooting the ball left and right. That one was by Derek Sy with the left foot.
Goal kick upcoming.
Never really had a chance, but still at least an opportunity. Olenschlag and Von Collar taking yet another goal kick. On the ground to Vincent Caparelli. Caparelli collects it. He's getting pushed. He gets dropped. Nothing called. All right, and it's going down. Caparelli going again. It looks like he's beats the guy. Cron gets it, megs him, goes inside, and that's a goal kick. Excuse me, a corner kick. Boy, there's a lot of pushing and shoving there. Caparelli got taken out 3-4 times by the brick they call Thomas Kelly there. Hans Broman, the in-swinging corner kick. This will be the 5th of the game, so it will be the first time that the Wildcats have this stiff wind. So Broman needs to keep it out about the 6-yard line because you want to keep it in play. You don't want it to go out of play. Serves it in low, and it's a rocket shot. And Sebastian gets it, can't quite put it on the frame. Sy is trying to collect it. And now it's a fast break a little bit. Sy comes back, collects it nicely. Tobin once again kicks the ball. He's calling it an indirect kick, he realizes. And, we're a little bit critical of, let's go to Vlad in Brooklyn Center. What do you think? Oh, the referee has got to stand somewhere. He has got to stand somewhere, and sometimes it hits him. If it hits him, you can call an indirect free kick for the team who should have had the ball. So it is a correct call, but Connor, it's rare. It's very rare to have it twice. Back to you guys. Thank you, Vlad, for that insight. We're back playing, and it goes down to Gingrich on the goal line. Does it go off? No, it doesn't. Gingrich cannot quite tap it off. Cannot quite tap it off the leg of the Irish. This will be yet another goal kick for Olenschlag and Von Collar. Olenschlag and Von Collar can choose what side he's kicking it from. Not going to lie, that headband is looking a little worse in the wind. That hairline's looking a little worse too. All right. Seagar tries to settle it. Moreno possesses it. McNair. Nice job. They're calling man on. Vince Caparelli distributes it nicely. Cron to Caparelli. Caparelli going down. Diving and juking a little bit. Tries to pull it back. Comes around. Can't quite get it. And that's another corner kick for your Eagan Wildcats. This is the 6th of the game. Broman, the in-swinger, will be taking it again. Early on in the season, the Eagan was doing the short corner, and 0 out of 4 worked. And so now, I love it how they're just serving it right into the mixer and saying, let's see what happens. So Broman, the in-swinger, will be taking it. Last time he tried to line drive it and see some action. This time, let's see if he tries to put it up in the air and get a noggin on it. He certainly does. Almost overkicks it. In fact, he does. It bounces twice in between Eagan Wildcat players, and that will be a Rosemount throw-in, unfortunately. Yeah, not only is the wind blowing toward... Oh, and it's Sebastian is coming in, sprinting in, and the Irish clear it out quickly. Jacob Frost going down that sideline. He's looking to burn it in. Cron gets it, gets hit. Connor says nothing here, which there isn't anything. Bland does a nice job interrupting. Bit of a counterattack for the Irish, and that was a takedown by Moreno. So tell me, people, is that as egregious as the goalie who's coming in super high? Unfortunately, number 2, which is Ryan O'Connor, is up. Was not getting up. He is up again. Nice replay there. You know, as you can see at the very end, something happened. The hands went up, and of course,
The yellow card is
Alex Stuckey, when he's done with his high school career of soccer, he looks like he wants to be an official, flashing the card thing. Notice he was not doing that when Olin Schlager von Koller hit Derek, a defenseless offensive player, high and hard. But here we are, the second yellow card issued. Sebi has to leave the game, which is a rule. If you ever get a yellow card, you must leave the game. Ooh, he's going in hard. Ooh, nice job by still keeping the feet. Nice clean tackle there. Very nice job. Oh, that was very nice. Gingrich just really played that ball nicely. Kreider plays it in. Sees Cron. Cron going big to Derek. Derek hustling hard. He can outrun this. Good possession and position by DeBettingus. And Derek just pressures so hard. You do when you play defense, you do not have to get the ball. Just make them play it. All DeBettingus could do is just kick it out. So they're looking to Broman here. Broman can chuck it a country mile, and he has the wind. They're putting Derek in the box. It's going to go to Derek's head. Nope, they decide to keep it on the ground. I'm against that. Throw it in the mixer. Give us a chance to noggin it in. Broman, unfortunately, throws it to Cron, who does not do the right thing. Unfortunate. The fans are disappointed as well. Broman can't quite get to it. Pressures it enough to get it to Sebi. Broman sees it, sees the ball, tries to take a shot, gets blocked. Sebi buys time, plays it back. Seagar goes big and high to Caparelli, drops it on a dime. Caparelli kicks it straight out of bounds, unfortunately. All right, I like how they're going to Caparelli on that side. He and Cron are working nice together here. Jaden Kreider, I don't know. Oh, we're short a ball here. Throws it in. Jason Phillips gets it. Broman gets it. Gets bounced by Phillips. Cron buying time. Gets pushed down. Gets stood up again. No one's calling a thing. Now it's a Eagan Wildcat throw-in. They throw it in quickly to Derek. Caparelli coming up. Can't quite get to it. Broman trying to chase it down. Holds it up enough so Rosemount kicks it wide. That's what I'm talking about. Just pressure. Very nicely done, Hans Broman. Pressure enough where they kick it out of bounds. It's Wildcat throw-in. 29 minutes left. Like the pressure going on. Rosemount collects it nicely. Settle it down to Alex Stuckey. Playing it outside. Keeps it on the ground. Nice ball by Irish. Little fake going down the line again. It's the big boy there. Stuckey. Passes it right to Broman. Broman goes to Moreno, who has a better view of the pitch. I like what Broman did. His back was to the everything. Gives it right to Sebi, who's already looking forward. So Broman sees it. He goes over the top to Cron. A nice switch of the fields. Cron is coming down. All right, everyone's kind of caught up, but we still possess it. Cron looking for something special. Does a overlapping run to Gingrich. Gingrich, a nice service and just over the top to Jack Bland. I like the niftiness, and instead of just going over the top and doing a goal line or serving it early, Nicholas Cron holds on to the ball. He played as a sophomore, sees Gingrich, who makes that nice overlapping run, and Gingrich just a little bit strong on the ball due to the 36-mile-an-hour wind. Broman heads it down, tries to keep it blue, goes to the Irish. Irish, big ball there across the top. Sebi collects it nicely. It's on the ground. Cron keeping it, trying to buy time. Doesn't quite have the options. Caparelli can't make the run because there's Irish guys. Gingrich playing it, going on the ground. Tries to get it to Cap. Cap brings it back. Caparelli Little bit of a hospital ball, and it goes right to Irish. Irish. George thinks it's going out. It doesn't. Sebi collects it. Goes right back to the Irish again. I missed something. Clock is stopped. There is an injury. It's Nicholas Cron. Things are tightening up in his legs there. It's a good reminder to let you know that when you have great teams and great fans, a great game is practically a given. So root for your team and enjoy every moment of today's game. This is a reminder brought to you by the Minnesota State High School League.
Substitution for the Irish.
All right, this year, the Minnesota State High School League has canceled the state tournament. So sections is your final destiny here. So the winner of this game will probably be playing the number 1 seeded, number 2 ranked in state, even though there isn't a state, Lakeville North. So the Wildcats are trying to get it to the goalie, but nothing quite happens here. Broman gets dropped, nothing called. Big ball over the top. Jacob Frost racing it down. Does a nice job. He holds it. And Connor Tobin, nice job, Connor. He hustles down there. He was right in position. He makes a call immediately. Jacob Frost had that position. He turned, and then he got fouled almost immediately. So low-scoring game tonight. I think part of it is just due to the elements. This wind is quite the bugger. All right, McNair hits it down the line, keeps it in play, does a nice job keeping it in there. All right. And it's a nice ball. Derek Side coming down that line. Once again, Rosemount. So that first half, they were really collecting it nicely, playing it safe, playing it to feet. Now they're a little bit on their heels. I mean, when that ball's in that defensive third, Rosemount is just booting it out. Okay, what are we doing here, Eagan? So Broman, the big toss, has a little bit of a ramp here with the cleat ramp. Throws it in big and long, sees it, flick, can't quite keep it into play. I like them at least trying it there. Now, what we'd like to see is Broman to do that on the near side of your screen where he actually has the wind going. Olenschlag von Kaller taking his millionth goal kick of the night here. That's an unofficial statistic due to COVID. We're only allowed to have one person. There is no statistician up here. Everything is unofficial statistics here. Cron creating some chaos in the back. Now there's Rosemount playing it safely to feet, coming out of that defensive third on the ground, coming back. Very nice pressure by Nicholas Cron. I mean, that was one where DeGraat just turned immediately. Look at this pressure now by the Wildcats. Hopefully Blandy can get it. Can't quite get it. And it's a call for Jack Bland. That's fantastic. Good job, Jack Bland. Very nice job there by Blandy coming back. All right, we're having Broman take this, the left footer. So it's a service inside, and it's a flick on. It's a high ball by the Irish, headed in, still bouncing into no man's land. Broman settles it down, plays it back to Moreno. Moreno looking to the right. Nice chip shot to Gingrich. Gingrich tries to keep it in play. Very nice use of the body by Jaden Kreider. The ball was in play, and he just kind of legally stayed right next to it. Was not obstruction at all, but he was able to stay with that play, and Gingrich ran out of real estate. It goes to the Irish. All right, Irish throw it in. Gingrich collects it, goes to Broman. Broman gets bounced. He's staying on it. He passes it while he has legs. Goes to McNair. McNair making some decision. Goes back to Bland. Bland to Broman. Broman seeing it. Goes to Moreno. Moreno goes to the outside to Gingrich. Gingrich going to hit it early. He's going baseline. Goes goal line, and he runs out of real estate. He is frustrated. Everything worked out in his mind. Unfortunately, the field was just 7 inches too short. Olenschlag von Kaller with another goal kick. he should be pleased he's actually in this game right now. All right, it's a nice header by Broman over to Cron. Cron gets it, can't quite get it. Broman heads it again. This time it goes over to, whoa, I think that's Seagar. No, Ryan Leonards. Ryan Leonards commits a foul. It'll be an Irish kick. Once again, time of possession. This has really changed the second half. I mean, it's really gone to a 62-28 possession for the Eagan Wildcats. Once again, that is unofficial due to the virus. There's only one person here. All unofficial statistics. Wildcat throw in. Jacob Frost going line. And they head it out. Irish bounces it right to Sebastian. Sebastian taking it, and it's a big ball, and it's can't quite finish his lunch there.
Coming for the Irish.
Probably 3 times over the bar, but it's a shot you have to take. Olenschlagen von Kaller is definitely a tall one. Goal kick coming out, straight up. Who's going to win this one? McNair tries to get it. He's a very strong player in the air. Oh, very nice ball. Caparelli to Moreno. Moreno to Broman. Broman looks to switch the fields, and he does. Gets it to Bland. Ooh, just a little bit heavy. That offseason weight program for Hans Broman was a little too much and kicked it right out of play there. 22 minutes left on the clock, but you know, if you're an Eagan Wildcat, you're liking what you're seeing now. I mean, this time of possession is tilting. The opportunities will come. Play your game, stay the course, and good things will happen. Now, with that said, we need to remind those Wildcat defenders, make sure you stay back. No cheap fouls in that defensive third. Moreno, nice fake. Battles it. He's still holding on to it. He's looking to see who he can pass to. Sees Gingrich. Moreno makes that overlapping run. Gingrich sees Moreno. Moreno not usually in the corner, but he can do something with the ball at any part of the field. To Cron, to Gingrich. And the big ball comes out. McNair steps up nicely to defend that, and then he comes back yet again. Irish possessing it for the first time in a long time there. All right, and then it goes to the Irish. Irish first time possessing it 4 or 5 passes. Very good job by Jacob Frost to interrupt that. Always a dangerous moment when one team is possessing and then all of a sudden there's a bit of a counterattack. You never know what happens. So Wildcats getting some subs in.
Number 13, and Will Backenstead, number 25.
Will Backenstead and Emilio Santos. And then Broman and Caparelli are coming off.
On Broman, number 5. And Caparelli, number 11.
All right, there's 20 minutes left in the half, so basically 3/4 of the game have gone by. All right, Broman out of the game, so he will... Blandy will throw it on goal line. Sees Leonards. Irish kick it out immediately. Heads out of play.
For the Wildcats, back in the game.
All right, we have some Twitter feeds coming in. We're glad that Monica Caparelli is watching online. I think a good job by her. Also another viewer out in Utah, Anders Broman, former alum of this Eagan Wildcat squad, and then middle hitter of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Blythe Reentz, also watching. We just thank Eagan TV for ETV for broadcasting this. They do such a nice job. Will Backenstead can't quite collect it. Seagar does. Steps up nicely. Then Gingrich gets it. Man, he's a fighter. Love that. He always sticks right with it. Emilio trying to settle it, can't. Connor calls that. All right, it's a chilly one, guys. It is a windy, not as much cold as it is windy. So
Sebastian Moreno, number 6, on the kick.
Sebastian going to take this. I'd like to see a little bit more uniqueness, so maybe a little 6-yard drop, but he goes goal, and it goes, oh my goodness, right on the goal line. And Oh, my goodness. Oh, I was looking for creativity, and he just tests Olenschlagen von Kaller immediately. Actually, a good save coming up there.
Number 6 for the Wildcats.
It does make you wonder, would Simmering have made that same save if the red card would have been issued? Wow, what a ball by Sebi to just pick a corner and just go for that. That was a brilliant shot. Really tough to see in this win what that thing was going to do. Olenschlager von Kaller did a nice job of collecting that. All right, nice possession by the Wildcats. Gingrich down to Bockenstead. One touch over to Sebi. Sebi looking inside. Emilio, what are you going to do? It's a through ball, not quite the quality you wanted. Goes Olenschlagen von Kaller. I think his ears are getting cold. His headband is actually over his ears now. I don't think he can hear anything, but it does keep him warm, and it is legal. Drops down to the feet of Jacob Frost to Sebastian Moreno. Moreno sees Bockenstead working it hard. Bockenstead, what's he going to do? He plays it on the ground inside. A little bit too far for Mr. Ryan Leonards. Ryan is really doing some nice runs there. Once again, he's a real nifty player. He really knows how to show himself, and the midfielders know what run he's doing based on how his body is positioned, and that's why he's getting some really nice quality through balls like that. Actually, it's one of the first from Will Bockenstead. He's usually an outside back, so he's playing a little bit more up on that wing, so good for Will to see that ball. They're going high over to Derek Sy. Derek Sy falls down, and for whatever reason, Connor feels like that's a call on Derek Sy, but okay, either a goal kick or a kick at the 18.
Ball on the Wildcats, free kick for the Irish.
All right, here we are with the Irish free kick with just under 17 minutes. All right, collected by Emilio. Bland can't quite settle it right to the feet, but it does go to Sy eventually, who kicks it. Bounces back to McNair, needs to play it. He does immediately. Nicely done by McNair to really step in and interrupt that. Thomas Kelly was burning in hard. Very nice job, Mr. McNair, on that. Looking to swing it, Josh Hernandez. Will Bockenstead seals the deal. Gets it to Moreno. Moreno to Bland. Bland over the top. Can't quite see Derek going through. Moreno buying time. Emilio coming back. Tackles. Misses the tackle. It's a ball over the top. Gingrich marching on for it. Gains possession. Goes to Will. Plays it negatively. Over to Seagar. Seagar buying time. Sees Gingrich. Little toe tap. I like this. Will thinking he can outrun him there. That's a little bit ambitious, unfortunately. But Adam DeGrot picks it up. Sebi trying to fight through that. Connor wisely calls that immediately. There's a nice gesture there. Good deal of sportsmanship there. Number 20 is not listed on the Rosemount Irish roster, and unfortunately a nice bit of sportsmanship. He knew he clipped Sebi, and he said, hey, sorry, man. Sebi making this kick. Not on the frame this time, but it is in the mixer. Eagan can't quite get it. Jacob Frost looking to do the swim move, go over the top. Rosemount playing possession now in that defensive third. Let's see how that works out for him. Goes big to McNair. McNair does a nice job in the air. Gets it right to Jack Bland. Goes over to Derek Sy. Derek Sy collects it. Left foot bounces in. Wow, that was a nice job by Derek Sy. I mean, who would have thought he could have gotten a left foot on that? He's a right-footed player. Was able to kick that. He is just an athlete. Foul is called immediately. It's a Rosemount kick, actually one of the most dangerous times in the last 25 minutes here for the Irish, and they kick it right to Jake Witt. Jake Witt, now you'll get to see this drop kick here. I say we get numbers and put them to the test. Give it a rip, Witt. Instead of the drop kick, he punts it. Derek chests it, gets it over to Bland. Blandy's going down the sideline, sees Derek. He's trying to fight it. They're just going to try to shadow it out. Derek, man, he never gives up. Keeps it into play. Oh, very nice ball. One could argue that went out, but Derek with that effort, it stays in because that's the AR's call, who's 90 yards away, actually 80 yards away, can't see it. They fight it in, and it is a Eagan Wildcat corner kick. This is the 7th corner, will be taken by number 7. So I'm going to call it the golden corner kick. Jack Bland, the in-swinger. Let's see Will Bockenstead. Where's that 6'5 melon? And it's over the top, and it's headed into the mixer, and Derek Sy can't quite get it. Brilliant ball by Isaac Gingrich. Very nice. Youngsters, if you're watching this at home, if you're past the goal and you can't head it in the goal, you head it back into the mixer. Well done by Gingrich. All right, couple of the starters back in again. Broman, Caparelli, and Cron. That was a brilliant shift there by Lennertz, Bockenstead, and Bland. Broman, the big throw-in. He goes in over the top. It gets right in there. Caparelli shoots it, and it's deflected. This is the 8th corner kick by the Wildcats. Broman with the big throw-in was able to use the wind at its back. 12 minutes left. Here you see this throw-in again. You see the arch. It goes up over the top. The hands are there. Cron just rifles it, and it's a brilliant save. Broman now with that short corner. Actually, I shouldn't say the short corner. It's just a low, hard corner, trying to get a deflection in there. It's kind of resulting into a bit of a counterattack here. But the Wildcats recover nicely. Moreno just getting his feet taken away from him, and Connor calls it. Was getting a little bit chippy there. Connor doing a really nice job keeping up with play. If you notice, every call that he's made, he's been with 6-8 yards. Sans the yellow card, because as a human, you can't run 80 yards in 3-4 seconds. But Connor's doing a nice job keeping up with play. Sebi doing a nice switch of the field. Gets it to Frost. Frost, just deflects off his foot. Actually, really nice play there by number 12, Matt Weber, to play it off of Jacob Frost. All right, what we need to see here is a little ticky-tack short passes. Don't need to do the big, huge through ball here. A little bit of creativity. Nice job by Derek Sy. Gingrich picking it up. Broman is there to interrupt. Irish gather it again. McNair, nice step. Gingrich coming. I'm sorry, that's Emilio. Emilio to Hans. Goes right back to Sebi. I'm liking this quick one-touch by the Wildcats here, getting out of trouble. Gingrich buying time. He's trying to see what to be done. Oh, not the quality pass you want, and it goes right off of Cron. You had Sebi and Hans in the middle. You don't want to do it too tight. You want to just keep the Irish on their toes, keep them running, get them ball chasing, get them worn down. You don't need to thread the needle down the sidelines. Oh, my goodness, the tank has got the ball. Distributes it nicely. The tank is Alex Stuckey. He is just a thick guy. All right, gets it over. Oh, it's a little long for Caparelli. Caparelli thought a little fake would do. Seagard touches it quickly to Gingrich. Nicely done. Kicks it right off of, who's that off of? It looks like Reed Wolf. Ball's thrown in. Cron doesn't quite go for it. He thought goes simply to Irish, but Irish can't settle it. Now they do. Gingrich kicks it out of bounds. Liking the fans of the Wildcats saying, here we go, Wildcats, here we go. These fans are chilly. They want to see some action. Oh, boy, it's a big shot. It's going to be a routine save by Jake Witt. All right. I got to tell you, it might be the first time people are happy to wear masks with this wind going on. But everyone is safe out there. Everyone has a mask on. Sebi getting bounced big time. Goes to Broman. Broman looking. He's going big over the top. He sees Cron. Cron gets it. Oh, Cron forgot the ball there. That guy just deflected it enough to really just take him out of his game there. Sebi does a nice step, comes back, plays it negatively, sees Frost. Frost going down, buying some time, getting all of his yards that he can. Now he should be distributing it. This is a little tough to take, guys, here. All right. And he just ran out of real estate. We need better on something like that. If you're going to go all the way down, you got to cross it in or kick it off of the Irish, or instead it just goes to a goal kick. Ryan Leonard's on the field here.
Goal kick for the Irish.
Irish taking the kick. Look for Leonard's. I'm feeling a nice through ball on the ground to Mr. Leonard's, number 9. He's ready to step up, that sophomore. Broman gets the ball to Cy. Cy turns it. Can't quite distribute. Goes to Broman. Broman goes high over the top. Sees Leonard's. Just a little bit heavy on that kick. Broman's off-season weight program, again, a little bit too voluminous for that left thigh. Rosemount looking to play it up. They just don't have the quality touches in the back. This is looking good for the Eagan Wildcats to really pressure this. We're under 8 minutes now. Something's got to give. I mean, Wildcats are pressure. Need to get some quality touches in that box there. Broman needs to find a Leonard either high or on that ground. Moreno turning it, buying some time. Very good job by Caparelli showing himself. Caparelli can't quite see Leonard's. Now he does. Leonard's gets janked. Gingrich going. He gets janked again. Boy, little bit of hip action there 3 times in a row by number 8, Jaden Kreider. Wow, he's built like a hockey player and plays like one too. There he is with the ball for the throw-in. 2 nice hip checks. Broman settles it down to Sebastian. Sebastian looks to cross it over to Emilio. Emilio just gives it to the Irish, but it goes back to Sebi. Sebi, high pressure to Broman. Broman to Sebi. Sebi to Caparelli. Caparelli inside. Can't quite see it. They're getting a little too patient and fancy. Leonard's gathers it nicely to Gingrich. Gingrich, what you going to do? He's looking line. Sees Leonard's. Leonard's taking it in. Dribbling it across. Sees that left-footed shot. Sees Derek Sy. He is offside. Derek Sy is offside.
Whistle. Offside, Wildcats.
I like this creativity going on with the Wildcats.
A direct free kick for the Irish.
6 minutes left. They know they don't need to press. They want the quality touches. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long, sometimes it's medium. Oh boy, there's a hospital ball right to Ryan Leonard's. He's taking it in. Ooh, and fair shoulder charge there. That's just one of those where the big, strong guy by the name of Tyler DeBettingus just takes out. Oh, it's another through ball. The through ball's, Emilio is just a little bit too heavy on that. We need to have a little bit of a chip with a Phil Mickelson backspin or something like that. It's just not quite the quality touches that we need. Broman can't settle that. Boy, big boom there. Alex Stuckey is there. Oh, Jacob Frost turns into the guy instead of outside. Comes back, recouping. What a great team defense by the Wildcats. Just swarms them. Caparelli trying to collect it. And the big fella, Jaden Kreider. Jaden Kreider just absolutely pulling on the jersey of Vince Caparelli. At some point, the AR has got to step in and recognize what's going on there. Kyle Brandt has got to step in and say, hey, he's grabbing the jersey. All right, Broman, a head ball, immediate header down the line, and there's that quality touch of the Irish. Kick it in the third row. Here we go. Let's go. Broman getting the ball. He sees Cy. Actually plays it down the line. Ball's in play. Cy gets it. Gingrich collects it. You cannot be offside on the throw-in, so when Broman sees Cy over there, he threw it in immediately. Blandy goes over his head, and there's the big boom. Okay, now Irish is getting back to what we saw in that first half. Little bit of a scramble in the back. Matt Weber kicks it to his mother in the stands.
The Wildcats back in number 18.
Actually, I can't tell if that's Mrs. Weber or not. Actually, I looks closer to Mrs. Anderson.
Leonard's number 9.
Leonard's is out now. Cron is in. Ball's into Moreno. Back to McNair. Ball stays blue. All right, Wildcats, here we go. Under 4 minutes. This is your game. You got to do it. It's zeros.
I'm not going to make it.
All right, it's a throw-in. Derek Size coming around the corner. Keeps it into play. Irish kick it. Broman keeps it into play. Irish can't quite do with it what they want. They wisely kick it off the players. Isaac Lewis is able to keep it. Oh, I'm sorry. That is not Isaac Lewis. That's Matt Weber again.
I'm just being dramatic.
It's tough to tell the Blondies from 2 miles away. Grateful for the new Eagan press box. This is the first game they've allowed us to be inside the press box. So it's beneficial to be on the inside instead of 60 feet in the air with the 36-mile-an-hour winds. All right, ball goes into Cy. Can't quite get it. He collects it. He goes through, and there's the big boot there. The Irish just trying to eradicate the issues before something develops quickly. That time it was, I believe it was DeBettingus again. All right, there's a ball on the far side. That's in play. It's a rocket of a throw, and it's a Derek Cy. Oh, that was a nice low throw-in by Broman. Gave Cy a chance. Sebi can't quite deliver it to Blue. Now they're coming back. Alex Stuckey looking for the big ball. McNair, don't just kick it out. Oh, we had options. I think he's been learning from the Rosemount defense. Plays it super safe, but what this does is it allows Irish to set up. They haven't seen this half of the field in minutes. All right, Wildcats, defend this. All right, it's coming back. Irish doing a nice job knocking it around, buying time themselves. Now they're playing it inside, outside. Broman collects it. Broman going big over to Cy. Cy is just a little bit too big. Once again, Broman is just a little bit strong on these through balls. Usually he's putting them right on the laces. Well timed, but I think this wind is really changing things up quite a bit. Big throw in for the Irish. There's a through ball there. This could be dangerous. Fortunately, it wasn't a quality touch immediately. Caparelli does a nice job. Plays it negatively to Seagar. Seagar's going to play it up and then go to Gingrich. Gingrich will see Caparelli. Caparelli pressured quickly to Cron. Cron tries to see Sebi, not open. Seagar's scrambling back. Alex Stuckey plays it early. Jacob Frost, what are you going to do? Nicely done. It's a Wildcat throw-in. Under 1 minute to play here. This has been a nail-biter. Clock has stopped. Trying to see why. Is it an injury on the field? Yeah, I believe so. Injury on the field, and he went to the bench immediately. That is DeBettingus.
Substitution for the Irish into the game is number 57, Levu Seraphin.
Number 57, Evu Seraphin into the game. Now there's a soccer number. 5'7". All right. If you're wearing 5'7", you got to own that. You got to make it yours. All right, Jacob Frost has the ball. There's about 48 seconds left. The Eagan bench is all standing up. They are excited. They want something to come of this. In contrast, the Rosemount bench, they are huddled under blankies looking for the bonfire. Whatever you need to do. Eagan certainly does have home field advantage. They have a big grandstand and a press box, and meanwhile, Rosemount is kind of in the open, faces right to this 36-mile-an-hour stiff wind. Ball goes out. It'll be Eagan throw in. 40 seconds left, and now Connor calls it, and so now they're going to kick it, and 10 seconds go off the clock, unfortunately. Okay, Frost throws it in, and now Connor is asking to move it back. Really, just end the half if you're going to demand it. It's how frustrating. I mean, really? So you don't pull the call immediately, you call it back, and then you want them to move back 3 yards. 26 seconds went off the clock, so. Okay, it's the Eagan Wildcat throw. There's 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and it ends because Connor wanted it that way. All right, so it's a 0-0 tilt. Not many goals scored. Grand total of 0. This will move into a sudden victory situation. Well, no, let me just
80 minutes of regulation time.
hold on to hear Dave. He'll give the explain.
The score, the Eagan Wildcats nothing, the Rosemount Irish nothing. This game will now go to overtime. The overtime procedures are as follows. Teams will now go to their bench areas for a 5-minute rest period. The 5-minute rest period is counting down on the scoreboard. Choice of ends will be determined by a coin toss. The visiting team captain will make the call while it is in the air. Up to 20 minutes of sudden death overtime will be played. At the start of overtime, the clock will be set to 10 minutes. The kickoff will then initiate play. If the first team to score would win the game in overtime. If the score remains tied after 10 minutes, the teams will quickly change ends. Teams would not go to their bench at that point. The second 10-minute period would be put on the clock and overtime would resume, playing up to 20 minutes of overtime. The first team to score wins the game. If after 20 minutes of overtime the score remains tied, the outcome will be determined using the penalty kick shootout tie-breaking procedure. We'll have more information on the penalty kick shootout tie-breaking procedure should it become necessary later in this game. Again, 5-minute rest period for the teams in their bench area. The 5-minute rest period is counting down on the scoreboard.
Well, there you have it. The best in the business there, Dave, Dave Giles. He actually does the state tournaments for football and soccer, girls and boys soccer. So Dave Giles has explained that it is a sudden victory situation. I call it sudden victory because as a high school official one year, they said, please don't use sudden death. It has a negative connotation. So what it is it's a sudden victory situation. So it'll be 10 minutes of play. And Rosemount, I couldn't tell if they're what end they'll be defending, but they will go for 10 minutes. And if someone scores, they are the winner. Game over, sudden victory. If no one scores after 10 minutes, they will switch directions, and then they go another 10 minutes. If no one scores, then it goes into penalty kicks. The way the penalty kicks works is that each team chooses 5 shooters. The visiting team would call the coin toss, and then they would decide whether they wanted to kick first or second. And then it would be a Rosemount kicker, Eagan kicker. And it alternates. And the goalies can take the penalty kicks if so desired. Many times they do not because they specialize in saving goals instead of scoring them. But I just kind of have a feeling this one's going to end in this overtime period. So the question is, ask yourself at home. So you've seen the teams play. You saw Eagan have that 82% time of possession versus 18%, completely unofficial, but time of possession in that second half with the wind. So you ask yourself, okay, if you can choose, what direction do you want? Do you want this 36-mile-an-hour wind at your back and score? And the answer should be, of course, yes, because once you score, game over. This isn't one of those things where, no, we're going to wait till the second overtime and happen because the second overtime might not happen. So you got to take the advantage when you can. So with all that insight, I still don't know who's going which direction, but we will find out shortly within the next 50 seconds when the teams line up. So this is the final game for the season at Eagan Wildcat Stadium. Regardless of this outcome, if Eagan wins or loses, they are done here because their next game would be away since they're the lower seed team. That is, unless Lakeville North has a miraculous upset where they get beat. But you can't put money on high school league games, but highly unlikely that will happen. And it appears that Eagan Wildcats do have the win this first overtime. So you have got to get jammed up. If you're an Eagan Wildcat fan, with 15 seconds left, you have that 36-mile-an-hour wind that's going south-southwest, and it is coming hard. And so if you're Tim Foley, what are you telling the boys? You're saying, let's score. We got 10 minutes. Let's get it done. You have the faithful fans here that are just trying to keep warm and get it done. Eagan is excited here. All right, let's go Cats. And if you look at that second half, Jacob Witt collected the ball, I think, twice. So you know that they have this confidence, but at any moment a counterattack can happen. That's what you really need to be concerned about. So Eagan will be defending the north goal. Rosemount is the south goal. Wildcats will be going left to right on the screen. Rosemount gets the kick. We'll see what the quality of kicks are for the Irish back line this time. All right, let's see here. Let's go, Cats. Derek Sy pressuring hard. All right, he's wanting them to make a call. Oh, very nice job. Between Bland and Sy, they get that first ball, and Broman throws it over the top, and it just goes. They're looking to delay time. Olenschlager von Coller's like, let's just have 10 minutes burn off, and then I can go with the wind. Big kick. Broman goes over the top, gets the head. Unfortunately, goes to the Irish. They play it negatively. Matt Weber plays it over. Ooh, could have been a foul, and they do call it a foul. Isaac Lewis collects it. Derek Sy, just back up a little bit, bud. There you go. You don't want to delay this too much. We just want the ball to be in play so we can get more opportunities in this next 9 minutes with this wind. Caparelli can't quite get the ball. Isaac out. Goes out. He gets hit hard. Boy, both boys are down. I think they collided knees. Isaac was going right. Connor calls for a stop clock immediately. Boy, it'll be interesting to see what this replay looks like. It was one of those where Isaac was going for it. He was going to get that ball out immediately. Thomas Kelly came barreling in. Here's the replay. Ooh, I'd have to say Gingrich had that inside possession. And boy, it's hard to see on how Thomas Kelly hurt his knee. It's hard to see. Isaac Gingrich is down. You can see it kind of going back and forth here. Wow, what a replay here. So you see Gingrich has this angle. Thomas Kelly gets the ball, and he's playing it in the corner. And then Gingrich had possession. So Thomas Kelly overhits it. Gingrich has that inside line. Thomas has about 15-yard inertia. Gingrich touches the ball. Ooh, there you see it. It goes right on Isaac's left ankle, and then it looks like Kelly just twists that knee. So a little bit of historical perspective. It's good to see Kelly coming off that field. There is nothing malicious about that at all. It's just two 18-year-olds going hot and heavy after a ball in playoff soccer. Bit of history, though. Isaac Gingrich was nursing an ankle injury 5 games ago and had to sit out a game in 3 days of practice. So that might have dinged up that same ankle that he had been nursed off. But I'm not liking this Thomas Kelly getting 2 people to help him off the field. That does not look good. Oh, as an athlete, you just don't want to sit out the last part of sections. But here we are back at the game. I'm just glad it wasn't malicious. It's just 2 guys going after it. And all right, McNair needs to play the ball. He does. Goes out, and they call it a goal kick. Nope, no. Okay, that's interesting. Kyle Brandt calls it a goal kick, but corner. So the Irish have earned their 3rd corner kick of the game. So this is where Wildcats really need to strap it down. It doesn't matter what time of possession you have. If there comes a corner kick, there's so many goals that end in this in a set-piece play. So many games. Ball goes up and over. Little clash of the clans there. They play it negatively. Cy is out there fighting with all its wit. Cron is out there. Cy, stay on sides because we're going to get this ball back because Vincent Caparelli does. Seagar looking big ball over the top. That's a bit ambitious there. They're just going to let that ball ride. Matt Weber's like, may it ride on the track for another 7 minutes. Collects the ball. And it's the throw-in. Throw-in goes in. Flicks it on. They're possessing it. Alex Stuckey, the low ride, and Thomas Atrain turns it around. Goes off Wildcat ball. Goes off the Wildcats. It comes back in. Be Irish throw-in. Matt Weber taking this ball. All right, there's a little bit of conversation there. Not real excited about starting the game. Jack Bland gets it. Hits it to Caparelli. Caparelli going for the home run ball. Wildcats just have to possess it here and gain that mojo back again. Cron gets busted up from the back. Saw a piece of something go flying. I don't know if it's a shin guard or a cleat or what.
Foul call on the Irish. Free kick.
All right. Broman will be taking this. Jaden Kreider retreating. Let's serve this in and get a noggin on this, boys. Broman puts a hand in the air. It goes up and over. Goes to Sebastian. The shot is blocked. Broman has possession. Gets it over to Moreno. Going to the sideline. Seaguard, nice step up, and he sees Cron. Crotty going that goal line. Slides it on the ground. And it's kicked out of bounds. This should be a Broman throw-in. Get Bockenstedt's head in there. Get Bockenstedt's head. Oh, Bockenstedt's subbing out at just this time. So Gingrich coming on. Broman will be looking for Derek Cy's head. It's the big toss high in the air. Cy gets it. Ooh, can't just off his chest for yet another goal kick. Olin Schlager von Collar. His ears look warm, don't they? I'm sorry, what'd you say? I can't hear you. I have a headband over my ears. All right, ball to Seagar. Nicely touched right to Jacob Frost. Going to Jack Bland in that corner. Blandy taking some yards. Then he does a nice left. Ooh, just not the twist he wanted. Needed to turn those hips a little bit more. You see that very often with the younger players, and even at this level where they just can't swing those hips, and it's usually on your opposite side foot. Olenschlagen von Collar. Broman heads it right to Cy. Cy can't quite collect it. The ball bounces off of Jacob Frost's arm. At least that's what it looked like to me. Moreno looking to switch fields. He goes high over the top to Cron. Cronny's in. He's just getting shielded. Ooh. And it's so unusual. Connor Tobin gives the signal. He points to the spot, but it's not a penalty kick. Connor, don't point. I thought it was a penalty kick because we're up in the press box. We can't hear whistles. He was just pointing to say there wasn't anything. No, you point when it is a penalty kick. I'm not saying that it should have been. We can ask Vlad later on, but we want to keep this action going here. Derek Cy turns, can't quite get it. Cy goes down. Broman collecting it, fighting off two players, gets possession. Moreno going up over the top, and there is Olin Schlagen von Collar. Let's go to Vlad in Brooklyn Center. Mr. Referee made the appropriate. It was a no call. If it's a no call, the Cron boy did not have the angle. He did not have the possession. It was not a clear penalty. Was the correct hand signal made? It was not. It was Connor Tobin should not be pointing. It is a no point. You say play. You say play. You don't point and give a hand signal. Back to you, Gus. Okay, it's a breakaway here. A very ambitious kick. I mean, Alex Stuckey shooting it from 40 yards out. Alex Witt was on the goal line, so thank you, Vlad, for giving that perspective from the high school league headquarters. There really wasn't a call there, but yet you shouldn't do a hand signal. Bland settled it down, and now there's a through ball to Cron. It's a little heavy yet again. That's the one thing we're finding when we're going with the wind. The through balls are coming a little bit quick and a little bit heavy. 57, you got to love the soccer number. Broman collects it, goes, oh, that's not the ball we wanted there. I think he thought Blandy was going corner. Blandy was staying put. 2:47 left. Shout out to Vlad and Brooklyn Center with the help with some of the referee interpretation. It's nice to have some insight. Matt Weber here. He looks like he's going to be taking the throw. And look at that hair. Boy. You can tell there's a wind when you see a Weber hair. That's just a dome. All right, it's a big ball out to the trained Stuckey. Stuckey tries to gain it. He's going to go through a guy, come hell or high water. He actually gets out battled by McNair. McNair is a big boy. Oh, that was a nice dummy play by Hans Broman. They thought he was going there, and it goes to Jacob Frost. Delays it enough. Jacob Frost tries to go goal line, but they say no. Broman collects it. It's going to be a quick touch. Tries to go down the line. Is not quick enough to keep that in between the lines. Under 2 minutes now. Matt Weber looking to take that throw in. Throwing on the ground. Isaac Lewis back to Weber. Big ball high. Seagar causing some commotion. Goes to Cronny. Cronny's turning it. Let's make some good choices here, boys. Oh, very nice overlapping run, which gave Cron some space, but he lost the ball. Goes back out. Sees Seagar. Nice little one-touch to Moreno. Moreno trying to buy some time. He sees Cronny. Cronny left foot to Moreno. Things are tight there. There's got to be someone open. It's awfully stacked here. Gingrich trying to thread the needle. Does not get anything.
1 minute remaining.
Okay, it's a big ball over the top. Seagar. Oh, can't quite see it. Oh, it's going through now. Here's the counterattack we spoke of earlier. Jacob Frost does a nice job slowing it up. McNair interrupts the play. Will be an Irish free kick. 44 seconds left. Wow. This is significant. Matt Weber throws it in on the ground. Ooh, blandied. There's a foul, not malicious, and also not a bad call at this point. It stops the ball at 20 seconds left. Big ball over the top. No foul, guys. Moreno turns. All right, there's a big ball down the side. 10 seconds left. Broman going to do a big ball to over the top. See what happens. Why not? And 3, 2, 1, and that's the end of the first overtime. We're still scoreless here. Now the advantage completely shifts to Rosemount. The time of possession that time was 81 to 19%. That goes for the Wildcats. A lot of that is to the wind. The Eagan fans are jumping up and down. They're wanting things to happen here. All right, remember, this is a sudden victory format. They switch sides immediately. They do not go to the benches. They just keep playing. So there is no rest here. So there are no subs coming in here. And Olin Schlagen von Kaller is back in the nets here.
So in the final 10 minutes of overtime, the Wildcats will now defend the south goal. The Rosemount Irish defending the north goal in front of the scoreboard.
All right, this kick is for the Wildcats here. Let's go Wildcats. Let's win this in the overtime. Let's not go to PKs. All right, it's off 20. I don't know where that, I do not see how that is not a Wildcat throw. You saw it like I did. But whatever, Matt Weber will be taking the throw in. No need to yell about a throw in at midfield. There's other things to be concerned about. Broman gets it to Bland. Bland trying to buy time, sees Cronny, can't quite keep it in, and it goes out. Ooh, injury way up at midfield here. One of the Irish guys stopped the clock. Yep, it's Isaac Lewis.
Clock stopped for the injury on the field.
Isaac Lewis is up and at him. He's going to get off on his own accord. That's always good to see when a player can just jog off. And also what I appreciate about soccer at the high school level, there isn't diving, there isn't gamesmanship. The kids want to play. If they get hurt, they run off the field and go, I want to get back in. Not trying to delay the clock. That's also one of the things that's the beauty of high school soccer is that there is a stop clock. I wish all soccer had this, where there is no gamesmanship of trying to add extra time and then only one person knows it's the center official. Everyone knows it's 9:27 left in the game. If you're an Eagan Wildcat fan, you remember when Ellen Pagoyas won the state championship with 1 second left on the clock, and everyone knew it because everyone saw it. It wasn't a mystery. So we're back playing again. Bland collects it, does a nice job. Derek tries to get it. Broman goes inside. It's a through ball, but unfortunately no one is there.
For the Irish, back in the game, number 5, Isaac Lewis. Going off, number 59, Mauricio Cuevas. Goal kick, Wildcats.
All right, it's the goal kick for the Wildcats. Jake Witt playing it safe. All right, playing it slowly up. Moreno taken, we're going up 25 yards at a time. Plays it to McNair. We're looking for a quality touch here. McNair does that to Frost. Frost needs to pass it up. Sees Bland, but it's a little too tight on that. That's one of those things where we need, if Frost is going to go up 60 yards, we need a pass and we need him to get back. McNair plays it back to Witt. Witt booms it. Bounces off, 7 3/4 left. All right, Eagan, look at, Matt Weber does a nice job. All right, thank you to all the viewers who are patient. We had a little bit of issue in terms of the time of the broadcast. It wasn't predicted that it'd go into overtime, so they're back watching now. Heavy foul by Broman there to slow things down. All right, we need to D it up here.
For the Irish with number 11,
Tyler Bedeningus will be taking this kick. It's a service in the air. It's a header, and Jacob Witt calmly deflects it wide. Nice save by Jacob Witt. Wow.
The Irish, Isaac Lewis, number 5.
Isaac Lewis, number 5, a nice ball to Witt, and Witt has just been so solid in the nets for these Wildcats. Not one mistake this year at all. It's just been refreshing to see. Just really refreshing to see. I mean, no goalkeeper errors, and it's really kept the Eagan Wildcats in. It's a low corner kick, and it's knocked out of bounds by George Seagar. It's always dangerous when it's coming in low like that. Jin Kreider will take it again. This is the 5th corner kick for the Irish. Kreider putting his arm in the air to signal. Here we go. He overhit it. Never had a chance. Wow. You know, if you're Irish, it's like, man, we worked hard to get it down here, and it never had a chance to go and play. Especially in this wind, just lob it up and let the wind do the work. So Jacob Witt has the kick here coming out. Like to see Eagan keep it on the ground, and a couple short and medium passes. Don't go for that long through ball right away. Fortunately, it goes Irish ball. Throw in, they're going to try to keep it going down the line. All right, it's a chest. All right, it's a good ball out. Good pressure there Wow, Weber does a nice job keeping that in play. It's a low cross. Let's get a quality touch coming out. It is. Derek Size trying to hunt this down. Very nice play. Wow, DeBettingus just knew exactly where to position himself, so Derek couldn't get it. Cron tries to get it down to Derek. DeBettingus this time does have to touch the ball. Quality touch by McNair. Over to Cron. Now we got something going. Cron sees Moreno, kind of. Moreno gets it. Couple guys off sides. Now it's a through ball. It gets through to Caparelli. Caparelli going way wide now. It's good to see that cross. It's an overlap. It's a big cross coming in. Broman gets a head on it. Can't quite have the juice to get there. That's a tough header 17 yards away, but to get something on it was helpful. It's good to see guys wanting to get to that ball and get hungry. It's your last time on the Wildcat pitch, boys. Nice header by Broman over to Frost. Frost looking that left side. This time he hits it early. Sees Cron. Cron is onside. Buying time. Cron looking. He goes goal line. Weber's trying to figure out what's going on. Cron just lost a tire. What happened there? Cron is going on. He's going just fine. And then, it's cramps. Another bit of sportsmanship here. Very nice. I mean, if you played soccer, you know Matt Weber knew exactly what it was. Got the cramps. Weber helps him up. That's good to see. Thank you, Matt Weber.
The Wildcats back in the game. Ryan Leonard's number 9. Coming off, Cron number 18.
Cron needs to eat the bananas. Keep the potassium high. All right, what do we have here? I was so concerned about Cron, I forgot exactly where the ball went out and who it went off of. So we'll see where we're at with 3:50 left to play. Okay, it is in the Eagan offensive third, but it looks like it is a Rosemount throw-in. Matt Weber will be taking it. The gentleman who showed sportsmanship there. Appreciate that, Mr. Weber. To shank you very much. It's off the side of Isaac Lewis's foot, so that's a Wildcat ball. Broman's taking it. He's going to try to see Cy. He goes big. Can't quite get it over the top, but it goes right back to his foot. Takes it, and it gets struck out of bounds immediately. We're seeing more of the scramble defense by Rosemount again. Plays it on the ground to Moreno. Moreno buying some time, shielding it. Has 2 players on. Gets it out wide to Gingrich. Gingrich doing a little dipsy doodle to Caparelli. Caparelli, loses it. Now it's a Rosemount coming back for a counter, but no, Sebi gets it, collects it. Jacob Frost, there's 3 minutes left. Jacob going inside. He hits a high one, goes over the bar. Just a bit high. All right, Olin Schlagenbahn Collar looking for another goal kick.
For the Wildcats, Emilio Villasenor, number 13, back in. Going out, Hans Broman, number 5.
All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, ball's back in. Sorry, I was just checking on some of the rules here. The ball is going to the side here, collected by Moreno. Moreno getting the ball. He goes high over the top. Can't quite get it to Derek. It's that same usual look that we're going. We're trying to go high over the top every time to Derek, and it doesn't quite seem to be working with his wind. All right, Blandy buys some time. Sees Sebi going in. Big boot to the outside. This will be a throw-in against the wind under 2 minutes left. See, this is a time of possession yet again where the Wildcats are controlling the play, but they need to get one between the posts here. It's one thing frustrating about this sport is you can outplay and get time of possession 80-20, but if you don't get the ball tickling the twine, your efforts are for naught. Jacob Frost not seeing that defender coming up. Very nice play by Matt Weber coming up for that hard tackle. He's going for the home run ball himself. Jake Witt coming out, gathers it collectively. Okay, Jake, let's put this in play. We have a minute left, and your boys are pressuring hard. All right.
1 minute remaining. In
Goes
overtime.
down. 1 minute left in the second overtime here. All right. This does look, and now it goes off the Irish here. It's a Wildcat kick. David Giles is pulling out the penalty kick rule, so we'll get to hear that from him, what this will look like in 30 seconds if we don't score here, but I'm not giving up hope. Well, at this point, I'm not giving up hope. Seagar lets it roll out, and it's a Wildcat throw-in, 20 seconds left. Throws it in. Sebi plays it wide to Frost. 13 seconds left. That's a gamble right up the middle, and they call him offside.
Wildcats offside is the call.
So that'll end the second overtime.
That's the end of the overtime. 20 minutes of overtime has been played. 100 minutes have been played in all. The score remains even. Wildcats nothing, the Rosemount Irish nothing. And this game will now be decided using the penalty kick shootout tie-breaking procedure, which is as follows. Each coach will select 5 players. They can be players that were on or off the field as overtime ended to take penalty kicks. The coin toss will determine which team shoots first. The referee will designate which captain will call the coin toss. The team that wins the coin toss has the choice of shooting first or second in the shootout. Again, 5 players will be selected to take penalty kicks. The teams will then alternate kickers. The goalkeeper can be any eligible team member. Team scoring on the greater number of penalty kicks shall be the winner of this game. If after 5 penalty kicks the shootout is tied, the shootout would continue to a 6th penalty kick or beyond, but then it is round by round after that, meaning that if one team scores and the other team does not score on a turn, the game would end. That takes place after the initial 5 kicks.
That's exactly.
Again, the goalkeepers in the shootout can be any eligible team member. Coach is selecting 5 players to shoot penalty kicks. We'll have a shootout in just a few minutes. We will track the shootout on the stadium scoreboard. The team that wins the shootout
All right.
officially win this
So we
game
got to
by a
hear
score
some of the
of 1-0.
rulings from Dave Giles. So what it is each team chooses 5 kickers. The strategy is put your better kickers up front. Rule of thumb is if you don't score, you might not get to that 5th kicker. So you need your first guy to score and put pressure on them immediately. So it isn't 5 kickers. What it is it's the best of 5. And so if Eagan scores 3, Rosemount misses 3, that's the ball game there. So anyway, they will choose 1 net to go at. It can be any players. All right, let's see who the Wildcats have selected. I would guess it'd be well, I can't guess now because they're on the field, so that's really not real fair. But it looks like it's Derek Sy, Sebastian Moreno, Jack Bland, and Jacob Frost, and Jacob Witt. So it looks like Jake Witt, who is the goaltender, will be one of the kickers. Now that is a solid selection there if you're the Eagan Wildcats. Jacob Frost has converted 2 penalty kicks on the year. Jack Bland has as well, Derek as well. So all of them have kicked from the mark before, and the mark is 12 yards away. So the goalie is on the goal line, cannot move, and cannot move until the ball is struck. You'll see some gamesmanship where they're jogging side to side. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that if you look at that replay in that first half, this should not be Olenschlager von Kaller in the nets. That should have been a straight red. Connor decided to keep him in the game. It was just a yellow if you high cross-check someone in a soccer game. But he is in the net, so that's in the rearview mirror, so the Wildcats just have to go for that. Looking on the field, the Wildcat boys are arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder. The kickers are there on the sidelines. It's the same thing. They're on one knee, arms around each other. Let's see what happens. So it looks like Rosemount will be kicking first.
For the shootout,
So that puts Jake Witt.
First. Shooting, taking the first penalty kick for Rosemount will be number 7, Alex Stuckey.
Alex Stuckey will be the first kicker for the Irish. Places the ball. He's a stout-framed man. He has a solid kick. His position looks like he's going to the left. Let's see if that's true. And he kind of goes down the middle, kind of the left.
For 7, Alex Stuckey scores on the first penalty kick.
Not
for
a quality
Rosemount.
kick, but it hit the twine, so that counts.
First shooter for the
So
Wildcats,
Jacob
number 8,
Frost
Jacob
is up,
Frost.
number 8. He'll put it at the 12-yard spot. He's had 2 kicks converted. One kick went off the goalie's hand in the Eastview game and went in the net. That went up high. The other kick went low left. Jacob Frost addresses the ball, places, he misses a frame. So it's 1-0 Rosemount right now.
Frost is wide, not good. Rosemount needs
That's
to
an
shoot out.
unusual
I think that's
performance
one
by
penalty
Jacob
kick.
Frost, but what do? Misses a frame. Here we are.
Second shooter,
Let's gather up. It's Tyler DeBedengus,
number
the
11,
captain.
Tyler Dominicus.
All right. So after one kicker, Rosemount 1, Eagan 0. DeBedengus is the wind is blowing so hard it blows off the spot. All right, Jacob Witt is in the nets. If I had to choose a goalie, I'd choose him. DeBedengus hits the back of the net solidly. That's Rosemount 2, Eagan 0. With 2 of Rosemount kickers going and only 1 of Egan's. Derek Sy, the sophomore, will come up. Connor Tobin gives him the ball to place it on the mark. Derek Sy crosses himself, kisses his fingers, points to the heavens, addresses the ball. Stutter step. Oh, my Lanta. Olenschlager von Kaller's jockstrap is on the ground. With that stutter step, Olenschlager von Kaller just was a statue. So now there's 2 kickers on each team that have gone. And it's 2-1 Irish. So bottom line is Irish need a miss or we need a save here. Once again, I'm sorry, number 20 is not in the roster. He goes to the side. Jake Witt was leaning the other way, and then they went the other way. I like that sportsmanship. Olenschlager von Kaller gives them knuckles, maybe because it didn't go in. But Jack Blend, this is a solid penalty kicker right here. Kicks from the mark. This is 3-1. The whistle goes. Blandy over the top. That's 2 that Eagan have missed the frame. Not saved, but just missed the frame.
3-1 after 3 penalty kicks.
So it's 3-1 after 3 kicks. If this goes in, the game is over.
This will be number 5, Isaac
So
Lewis.
Isaac Lewis, if he converts this, that'll be 4. And Eagan doesn't even have 3 kickers left. So if this goes in, Rosemount wins. Okay, didn't quite have the right mark there. He was going for the extra point. But moves it up. Isaac Lewis gets the whistle. The kick is made, and it's good. That's the game, boys. And that is how the 2020 campaign of the Eagan Wildcats ends.
And that ends the shootout.
That
4 penalty kicks.
stings.
Rosemount
It
winning the
really,
shootout
really
4-1.
stings. It's one of those games where you outpossess, outplay, and it comes down from kicks from the mark. This is something that these boys will remember the rest of their life.
Official score of
They had a great season. They over doubled the wins that they had the first year. The hugs are being made, but it was a stinger. But anyway, the tears will be shed, and but friendships that last a lifetime will endure after this. So we appreciate ETV. Thank you for all of the work that they've done all year long. It's just been incredible. This is Gus Broman signing off. I encourage you to watch girls Eagan volleyball on Monday night. I'll be able to announce then. But thank you, ETV. Thank you, Wildcat fans. Have a good evening, good night, and good sportsmanship.